very well and healthy. That is very important. So both body and mind health is equally important. Being stress free and being very enthusiastic, because your baby's world, the baby will be looking at you. So most of you must be meditating and doing pranayam, sudarshan kriya, so you know how to take care of your mind well. And with the body, as you told, no, diet is the first thing. So stick on to very healthy diet, like fresh food and freshly cooked food, and avoid junk food. So uh, mostly, no, the nutritious diet, nutrition comes from the food. Of course, you can take from supplements, but that is a second choice. Always it has to come from the food. And if you are breastfeeding, some of you may be breastfeeding, and usually people feed for 1 year, sometimes more also. In very olden days, they used to feed more up to 2 years, and now it is again became a fashion. People do that. So breastfeeding means your baby depend on your nutrition. So the food need to be very nutritious. Add lot of fruits, lot of vegetables, and carbohydrates is important for breastfeeding mothers. But the carbohydrate mainly in the grains. But whatever you have the grains, it may be rice or wheat or millet. It should be wholesome, not polished. So then you get the most benefits from the grains. And grains also gives you energy. You need grains for energy. And then add also proteins to your food, nuts, seeds, oils. That makes a balanced diet. And what you should not do is don't take anything intense, too much spicy, too much sweet, too much sour. And you may have this tendency, because one thing is with baby keeps you busy. So then and also sometimes little stressful. So to cope with that, uh, you will like to have anything intense. So that's why you go for a like potato chips or something with very so that it satisfy your mind. But keep in mind, whatever you eat affects your energy and the baby's energy. So avoid junk food and processed food also. Too much cheese-based food. These things you need to avoid as a mother. And with the mind, not only doing the practices, you also need to schedule yourself. That is very important for a mother. You have observed that, no? Otherwise your whole day is you do not know what is happening. And many time you find, okay, there are a lot of pending work, undone work, and anything which you unfinished gives you stress. So schedule your day and allow the baby to fall into your routine. So then you can match both. So these things are important for a mother.
Yes, that's very true. Ishaji, speaking about supplements that you mentioned, I had a question that many mothers are giving vitamin C supplements to their kids for building immunity. Is it fine to do so?
As I said, no, always it is good to have the nutrition from the food only, but it is okay um, if you feel, no, for many reason the nutrition is not available from the food, then it is okay to give supplements also. You can give them vitamin drops, that is fine. And Ayurveda supplements are there for kids. We have Ayurveda. This builds immunity. And Chyawanprash is a supplement which you can give. You don't give that to very small babies. After 3 years, you can start giving. So Chyawanprash is very apt now because it is a respiratory tonic also, and also it builds up immunity. Chyawanprash is a tonic. It is like a jam. You're not familiar, but I think in India everybody is familiar with Chyawanprash. And the major, the one thing which goes into it is amla, the gooseberry, and it is full of vitamin C. And vitamin C is known for immunity building. So Chyawanprash is a good supplement you can give. And after 3 years, you can even give Shakti drops. After the age of 3, you can give 3 drops of Shakti drop. Shakti drop is an immune drop. So you can find out about Shakti drops. So these are the supplements you can give to young kids. When they are little bigger, you can give Urja. Urja is also a nutrition supplement. Give them some extra, like no. In the food only there are many things you can add for immunity. All the citrus fruit increases immunity. So lemon juice, every day give them lemon juice. And even the other citrus fruits like orange and lime, sweet lime, that is good. And some green juice you can give when they are little big kids. Even gooseberry juice you can give kids. And include lot of fruits and vegetables in their food. That builds up lot of immunity. And now you are getting them all, no school, so you are getting them whole day. This is the time to make them bring them to good food habits. Otherwise, in the school, no, lot of other influences are there. They see what their friends have. So this is the time you can develop new habits in them.
Yeah.
Give them raw food and raw fruits also. No, it is nice to give them a fruit or vegetable in the hand instead of chopping and giving them. Give one apple in their hand, let them bite it and take. So then the teeth will also become strong, and they may make a mess out of it, but that is okay. Usually, nowadays mothers have the habit of grinding everything. Instead of that, just give them cut, cut a piece of cucumber and give them in their hand. Tomatoes you can give, carrot you can give. So this will also help their teeth, and this develops a good habit of having natural food. And if you have observed, no, kids like to have natural food. Like they like to have fruits, they like to have vegetables. Unless we give them the habit of having junk food, they do not know. They are small, no. So as long as you can hide all these junk food from them, I don't know how many years you can do that. With my son, I used to do that. He did not see any junk food until he went to school. We never showed him. So he used to eat only natural foods. So you can use the same
Yeah.
young also. And use all the tricks and make them understand, which food is good for them and which is not good for them. Yogurt is very good in building immunity. Uh, you can give rice and yogurt together, or you can give them as buttermilk also. Sometime if you give them yogurt, they may get congestion. So in that case, you can add some little ginger to the yogurt and give. So like
Okay.
that, you can make up immunity.
Okay. Nishadi, since we are talking about food, a lot of questions we got specifically on food and, especially around fussy eaters. Yeah. So how do we make sure that, kids eat well and they have a good balanced diet?
Okay. See, fussy eating is very common in many kids. It's a part of their child's development. Sometimes when you introduce a new food, they become fussy eaters, and like they make a fuss. They will not accept because for them, no, everything new is a what you say. It's like a pattern breaking for them. So they will take some days to do that. Other concerns for seeing eating is maybe you're overfeeding. That is one. And sometimes when their appetite is low, then the reasons of overfeeding also, you should be very careful because for the kids, no, their appetite is different. For some kids, appetite will be lesser. So you have to divide their food into 4 times or 5 times. For some kids, you have to divide their food into 3 meal times. So like that, you need to find out. Sometimes, no, some kids, especially if they are Vata kid, I'll speak about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, then only you will understand this. If they are Vata kid, little food they eat, their stomach will be full. So then you should divide their food into 4 or 5 meal time. And then when they say enough, then you should stop. You need to know that no, their stomach is full, they cannot take anymore. So like that, if you design the food, then that eating time will not be stressful for kids. Sometimes otherwise the eating time becomes stressful for them. So first thing you need to know is what is the appetite of your child. So to know that, you need to know whether it's a Vata child, Pitta child, or Kapha child. So these are the personalities. According to Ayurveda, everybody falls into one of this. And if I make it more simpler, see, all of us are made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And in some of us, even though we are made up of these 5 elements, in some of us, one element will be more. Like if you are made up of more fire, you will be very hot and very intense, passionate. All this reflect in your personality. Then you are called a Pitta personality. And if you are made up of air, you will be very spontaneous and energetic, full of energy. You will be very lively, very quick. All this makes you a Vata personality, more of air. And then there is a third personality called Kapha personality. There, earth and water will be more. You will be little more quieter and little hefty. Vata will be thin built, Pitta will be medium built, and Kapha will be little hefty. So Kapha people, they are a little, they take decisions slow, they walk slowly, talk slowly. That makes them a Kapha personality. And you can observe your child where they fall into. If the child is Vata, then usually they are thin built. However you feed them, they will not put on weight. And their sleep will be little, and they will eat little only. Their appetite will be on little lower side. Little bit they eat, their stomach become full. They will be very active. And if their Vata is overboard, if they have Vata imbalance, they can become hyperactive also. So like that, you can identify the Vata child. And Pitta is usually moderate build, and they eat well because of fire element in them. They eat well and they're always hungry. These kids know if you don't feed them when they're hungry, they become angry. So easily identify Pitta like that. And they will be hot when you touch, they will be hot. Vata will be cold. If you touch their hands and all, it will be cold. And Kapha child will be usually quiet. They don't make any fuss, and they also eat. But once they eat well, and then stay longer time without asking for food. And they don't get easily. They don't fall sick. Kapha's immunity is strong. Like that, you identify the kid's personality, Prakriti, and then you arrange the food meal time according to that. So if your child is Pitta, you have to feed them 3 times or 4 times. No need more than that. Even for a kid, no, only 12 hours you feed them. 12 hours you don't need to feed at all. This is after weaning, after the breastfeeding is over. And it is not that, no, maybe you must have heard you have to feed your child 8 times in a day. That's not correct. You can feed them maximum 5 times, not more than that. Divide the whole, whatever food you want to give, divide it into 5 times. And if it's a kapha child, you can stay on 3 meal only. And vata child, you can divide into 5 meal time. And stick to this meal time. If they are school going kids, design the timing according to that and stick to this meal time, and also train the child to follow this meal time. Then this fussy overeating, fussiness will come down. And also, you can some other tips which you can make. You can share stories, or you can create some positive peer pressure on them, no, like that, like, oh, Amma has eaten something, no, you can say, I have eaten this vegetable, that is how I became beautiful, something like that you can tell. I remember when Unni, my son, was small, we had in the ashram, we lived in the ashram. So ashram old kitchen, he will sit and eat, and there were some boys that time, Umesh, Bhaiya, Kashi Bhaiya, all those, they were small boys that time. So they will sit opposite to him and they will say, oh, I took 2 rotis, that is why I became Shaktiman, like that. So this is a kind of positive peer pressure. Then Unni will think, okay, I also have to eat, only then I will become Shaktiman. So like that you can, whatever, in the home, whatever things you can create, that you can do. And also tell them, no, food time is a very special time when you have to focus on the food. Make it a proper, no, you have to sit down to eat, and make it a proper time. The child should feel, okay, this is my eating time. And then their focus comes to that, and that makes a big difference. And children, no, they are growing, so they have that, no, suddenly one day they feel, I am independent, no, I don't want to take any instruction. This is all very common. So you need to be little skillful. You need to make them understand this is your job. Eating, you're not eating for mother, you're eating for yourself. You're eating so that you become stronger, you become clever, like that. No, you slowly educate them like that. You can even involve them in cooking. You can tell them, peel this vegetable, whatever, with safety measures. You can get them involved in the process of making food. You can tell them to lay the table. So like that, even when you all must have, your mothers must have done that. They used to involve us in everything. So you should do that. Then you can easily handle. And if there is a problem with appetite, you can also take some supplements. There are very, very popular supplements. One thing is called Hingvashtak Churna. This is an Ayurveda supplement. You can give it to the kids from childhood only. You can give from 3 years. You can give. It is little spicy, so you have to give it with honey, or you can give it with little, mixed with little ghee. If the child is pitta, you can mix with ghee and give. Hingvashtak Churna. You can write it in.
And what should be the dose for that?
For 3 years to around 6 years, you can give 1 pinch, like 1/4 of a teaspoon. After 6 years, you can increase it to half teaspoon. And when you are adult dose is 1 teaspoon. You can also mix it with buttermilk and give if your child takes buttermilk. One way, another way to give it, on the first, if you the child takes rice, and then in the first bowl of rice, you put this powder inside, hingvata churna mixed with ghee, and first ball you can give that. This is a popular way we give. And sometimes no, kids doesn't like to take these medicines. So when you give it with the first ball, it will just go inside. That way also you can give. So I think with that you can handle your child. This will make a big difference if you do all this.
Yes. And Didi, now post lockdown, right? How do we make sure that the immunity of the kids is still strong? What are the foods that we need to give them?
Because post lockdown, maybe they are
There's
going
a lot of social interaction. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing is food. You see, now no, everybody's focus is on immunity. So it is very much needed that no, our focus comes back to healthy food. Healthy food is what already I told. Include lot of fruits and vegetables in the juice form, salad form, cook form, all that. And additionally, you can take this lime shot. You can take amla juice, and you can take a immunity tea. This you can give kids also. Immunity tea, you must be knowing it. No, we have already posted it in several platforms, with ginger, tulsi, black pepper, turmeric. Asta, can you send the link? It is already there in.
Yes, Didi will be sharing that. Yes.
Yeah. So that you can give kids also. You can give it diluted because sometimes it can be little spicy. Then you can give Chyawanprash, you can give this Shakti drops, you can give Ayur Kandi. These three will be enough for kids. You can also give this Amrit half tablet. You can give. Don't think it is a medicine. It will work as supplement for longer. Can you? Okay, so you can give it for longer period. Like usually we give for 45 days, but now you can give it 3-4 times, so that for continuously for 6 months you can give all this, because the situation demands that, no. And then sleep is very important to build immunity. Make your child sleep very well, and also on time. Sleep, generally we think okay, any 8-10 hours of sleep is okay for the child, but that is not the thing. Children should sleep earlier. Around 9-9:30 they should be off to sleep. Don't allow them to sit and play after that, or watch screen after that, because that is the time your body is designed like that. Day is for activity and night is for rest. And when you sleep, all this detox happen and immunity building happen, your brain health improves. So give a sleep schedule for them and make them follow. Actually, this is the time you should give a schedule to the child. Involve the child also and make a routine, so that the day is divided nicely with what time to eat and what time to sleep. And then the sleep, every day they sleep at same time, the sleep will be deeper also. And don't feed them, stuff them with food and then immediately allow them to sleep. Keep the dinner little away, at least 1.5 hours away from the sleep time. Then their sleep will be deeper. Otherwise, you have seen, no, kids sometimes suddenly wake up, and sometimes they dream, they cry. So this all indicates poor quality of sleep. Make them sleep very well, and also take care of other things. In the bedroom also there are many things you need to take care. It should be dust free, and it should be clean, clutter free, noise free, and dark. This is very important for kids because their body follows this circadian rhythm. So any light, no, body is confused. Body is used to sleep in darkness. In darkness, even the chemicals, melatonin, all that get released. So make the if they are scared to sleep in dark, a small light, very little light that should be okay. Make their sleep better. And activity is also important for building immunity. So give them a right combination of sleep and activity. Don't allow them to sit glued to screen for longer time. Give them some creative, all creative things to do. You can give them drawing sheets to draw and some building games. So this is very important for growth also, intellectual growth also, and even bedtime stories. uh, it is so nice, there before lockdown there was no time for all this. Now we are getting time for everything, to something like rescheduling our whole life. So this is a very good opportunity for all of us to reschedule the life. So this all will help them increase the immunity. Uh, then you can also know, at the age of 8 you can teach them some small pranayams and all. We have programs, so you should train the kid to take care of the mind also from the young age. Mm. What else? There is a question.
Yeah, Didi, we have actually several questions. So before I give it over to Astha, there was one more question.
Yeah.
Because of the lifestyle that we have today, are you seeing some common deficiencies across all the kids, and how do we make sure that kids don't have those deficiencies?
There is not a big risk of any deficiency, because we think, okay, we don't get vitamin D because we are not going outside. That is not the thing. In India, there is no dearth of sunlight. So if you are not going out, sun will come inside your room. So, and you can also go to balcony and all. And vitamin D deficiency is generally not because you don't get exposed to sunlight. It is because your skin doesn't have the intelligence to process that sunlight. So if your food is sufficient, then you will not have any deficiency. If you find B12 deficiency in the kid, give them fermented food like yogurt and rice is a good food which gives you B12. Milk products will give you B12, especially in the fermented media. B12 is absorbed more, like idli, dokla, all this fermented food. But yogurt is common across India. I think we have only mostly Indians. No, if anybody international has also joined in, then every country has your own fermented food. So that will take care of B12 deficiency. And again, I'm reminding you that include lot of vegetables and fruits. Lot means I'm not telling in big quantity. You don't need so much big quantity, but uh, different items spread over a week you can include. Then that will give you all the nutrients. So you don't have to worry about deficiency. And if you give milk products, calcium will be taken care of. So try to feed them. That will take care of the deficiencies. And second is digestive health. If your digestive health is not good, then even though your food is good, you don't absorb. The kids will not absorb food that is there. So to improve the digestive health, maybe you are facing all this. Sometimes the kids they complain about stomach ache or some gas problem or constipation. So one thing is scheduling the food time. That is important to improve the digestive health. Second, Hingvashtak Churna will take care of most of the digestive problems. And give them buttermilk. Buttermilk also will take care of the digestive problems. If the child has gas problem, then in the buttermilk you can add cumin seeds, jeera seeds. And if the child has any kind of belching or something, something, you can add a little bit dhania powder also and ajwain you can add. And if the child has mucus tendency, you can add turmeric and little bit heat up. It's like a lighter form of kadhi. And then you can, that will take care of the kapha problems like mucus tendency. Some kids know they always have cough and lower respiratory problems. And turmeric is a good idea if to give kids. You can give it, add it to their milk and give turmeric. This is called golden milk. You add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric into a cup of milk. If it's adult, you can add half teaspoon of turmeric.
Nisha ji, speaking about that we get a lot of options for milk these days: A1, A2, almond milk, soy milk, etc. So which is the best milk for kids that
For
you
kids, of course, A2 milk is okay. A2 milk, cow milk is good. Goat milk is also good for kids if it is available. Especially if the child has any mucus forming tendency, then goat milk is a good idea. Otherwise, A2 milk is good. A1 milk sometimes will not suit everybody, children especially. So if you have no access to A1 milk, if you see the child is having problem with the milk, only then you give almond milk. That is the last choice. A2 milk is the best. I think in many places now A2 milk is available. No? And A2 milk is like a complete food. No? And you don't have to give a lot of milk to kids. 1 cup a day is okay for them to get whatever nutrients. And make sure you add little turmeric to the milk so that mucus tendency will be cancelled. Soy milk, I've seen many kids are allergic. So, especially in India, soy milk is not a good idea. Don't do that.
So when you're talking about milk, there's a question: can milk and fruits be mixed? Is that okay if one does that, or is it a complete no?
Not a good idea. It is said milk and fruits mixed is called virutha. Virutha is uncompatible. When you see many of the food items we take, everything is, most of it is uncompatible. Like when you think about junk food. So if you can avoid that, it is a good idea to keep it separate. Keep a gap of maybe 10-15 minutes. And there are some fruits which will go with milk. Like if it is a totally very ripe mango, very ripe papaya, so chiku, so what you call sapota. Those fruits will go with milk because both are sweet in taste. But fruits which are sour in taste, you should not mix with milk at all.
Okay.
So keep it separate. Fruits always. Fruits is good on an empty stomach. So breakfast, when you think of breakfast, you give the kid the fruit first, wait for 10 minutes and then give the other dish. So we told about meal time of the kids. No, suppose you are giving 3 meal, then one meal you can spread into little longer, like 45 minutes. Then it becomes, that is fine. So suppose you want to give fruit, you give fruit. Then you want to give something like a porridge or one dosa or roti or something. Then you can feed, and after that, leave from some 5-10 minutes and give the milk. So then it becomes a whole meal. This I am talking about a child who eats well. If your child doesn't eat well, then stick to only one thing at a time, and then spread it into 5 meal time.
Right. Okay, relate. This is a separate question. So my baby is 18 months. Till when should we give vitamin D syrup?
18 months, 1.5, no?
Yeah.
See, there are infant drops are there. So you have to follow whatever is in the dosage direction, no? It will be written this much dosage. So 1.5 months, usually if they don't have any problem, if they have some problem related to vitamin D deficiency, only then at that young age we ask the kid to take. So if you don't have any problem, then you don't need to give that young age. Otherwise, if you have identified some problem and if your doctor has given you, then look into the bottle and decide the dose. The IU, how much unit will be different in different. That was your question, no? What is the dosage?
Yeah, till when can they give?
That depends on this. If you are normal, you don't have to start. Vitamin D, you don't give like that. You will always give after monitoring only. Only if a doctor prescribe to you, if it is needed only, then you will give. And the dosage is important because vitamin D body doesn't, if it is over fed, body doesn't excrete it. That is not the case with the other B vitamins. If you are taking little more also, body can expel it. So B little, you follow whichever doctor you are showing.
Okay.
Okay, the weight also we give.
Yeah, Didi, we had a question around, someone said, my feet is dissipating heat in the night. What do I do?
What is it?
Their feet are dissipating heat. Means probably a lot of sweat is coming out or they're feeling very hot in their feet. So what should they do?
It's about the baby?
No, it's the adults.
Okay. Okay, there is a lot of heat in the body. Then you must be having pitta imbalance. That is why there are many ways to bring down your pitta. There are food items which is good for pitta. What I would suggest you is we have a wellness course coming in on I think 11th. So it is a 3-day, 1.5 hour program. In detail, I speak about all this. It's good if you can do that. You can go into Bangalore Ashram page, link, everything is given there. Because if your body has a natural tendency to take the heat out, sometime it will not happen. When the heat is more, then your body will show all these signs, like burning in the eyes, or you sweat a lot. But then you are not allowing the body to throw the heat out. Then the heat affects your internal organs like liver, your eyes, skin. So it is good to identify it in the beginning stage. Okay, I have pitta imbalance. Now what do I do about it? So all this in detail, I will be talking in that course.
Okay, Didi, we'll post the details. So one mother is asking, does inhaler lower immunity in 10 to 11 years? Inhaler.
No. What is the question? 11 years?
Does inhaler lower immunity in 10 to 11-year-old? Like taking an inhaler, does that lower immunity?
See, inhaler is of course not a first choice, but if he has the respiratory problem, it is okay to use inhaler, but at the same time, treat side by side with Ayurveda and make the respiratory system strong and get rid of the disease. That there are lot of treatments for asthma or any bronchial problems or any upper or lower respiratory problem. So get a consultation and treat the child step by step. And we will also do something to increase the immunity of the child. Basically, asthma is because the immunity is low. So instead of becoming dependent on the inhalers, this is a good idea. But don't suddenly stop. If a situation demand, you right now, if the situation demand, you can use it, but plan for a treatment and get out of the disease.
So Padma, Priya has a question. How can lactose intolerance be treated and what is the reason for it?
lactose intolerance is again because your immunity is down, because it's not the problem. Like everybody is not getting allergic to milk or milk products. So definitely the problem is not with the food, it is with the person. Your body is somehow not able to tolerate the milk. And lactose intolerance mainly happens with A1 milk. Very, very rarely it happens with A2 milk. Because A1 milk has A1 protein, which can create inflammatory response to people who are prone to inflammation. So maybe that is the reason for lactose intolerance in you. You have to work on it and increase your immunity, and then you can see your intolerance goes, and you can take milk and milk products. But you need to have a consultation and work on it step by step.
So someone is asking, from what age can we start cow's milk?
If you're breastfeeding your baby, then only at that time of weaning, no, you need to take. Otherwise, sometime the mother doesn't have enough milk, then at the very beginning also you can dilute the milk and take, because cow's milk is something which is almost similar to human milk. So it depends on your situation. Otherwise, breastfeeding, you have enough milk, then no need to have cow milk till 1 year or 1.5 years, whichever time you decide to wean.
Yeah. Didi, so someone is asking that during lockdown, my 5-year-old is getting very aggressive, shouting, not listening, not respecting elders. So how do I handle that?
Maybe the situation is affecting, no? For kids also, it is a new situation. So it is a good time to spend with the kid and tell them, no, now the routine has changed, and motivate them to form a new routine. And okay, maybe they are missing the school or friends. You can get them connected through video call. Support them mentally, and also look into their eating habits. If they are eating too much of sugar, they become hyperactive and they become aggressive. Sometimes, no, when they are at home, naturally they get access to a lot of sugary food. Maybe you have to see how much sugar they are eating, and also they have this vata imbalance. Vata imbalance is related. One thing is sugar, and second is with a lot of crackers and too much of dry food also creates vata imbalance. So look into their food habits and look into the lifestyle also. If they don't sleep more, also they become cranky.
Yeah. And Didi, talking about behavior, since we have a lot of moms that are, relatively new and haven't experienced meditation and Sudarshan Kriya before, can you please briefly talk about the role of meditation and practicing Sudarshan Kriya in raising kids?
Okay. I was assuming this is all meditating mothers. And so first of all, the child, for the mother, no, it is very important to meditate, because as I started, no, mother means taking care of kids. It can be 1 or 2 or 3 kids together. So it's a very demanding life. Of course, it is very fulfilling, but sometimes, no, you feel, oh, I cannot handle everything. That overwhelming, overburdened feeling will be there. So to deal with that, the best way is to meditate. Because when you meditate, without your knowledge, no, you transcend the body and you transcend the mind, and then you go to we have a deeper state also. So then when you go to that state, and then when you come out, suddenly your physical stresses will be gone and your mental stresses will be gone, because that is the place where we have lot of energy. So when you meditate, your energy is rejuvenated. So that is why it is very important to meditate. And some now you must be thinking, oh, where do I have time to meditate? But if you meditate twice, right now Gurudev is giving meditation twice. One is at 12:30 and evening 7:30. Somehow you make some time, 15 minutes twice a day, 15-20 minutes twice a day. Then you will see very easily you can handle, you can manage time. Time management is one of the benefits of meditating. Once you meditate, and also see, now most of us what we do is, for us this is the center of the day. From the meditation you say, okay, before that 1 hour you work this, 1 hour we do this, like that you design the day, and then very easily, very smoothly everything will fall in place. So this is the importance of meditation. And pranayam also, breathing techniques are known to have an impact on both body and mind. Your immunity becomes strong with the pranayams, and your parasympathetic nervous system will be affected with the pranayam. You can learn some new pranayams to start with, and then you can learn, there is programs called happiness. Asta, can you post that?
Yes.
Happiness online programs. So once you learn that,
In fact, Didi, we have one starting right tomorrow, and which is specially for mothers. It's a
Oh.
Mother Day special program that we're doing online, 7th to 10th, from 10 a.m. to 12. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for all moms to do, because as you know, we heard yesterday. So yesterday we had Shreya ji on our webinar, and she said kids grow with energy, and so it's combination of energies, having good vibrations along with good food, right? Healthy diet. So we will post the link here, and all of you that would like to register, please share your numbers so we can reach out.
Yeah. And once you do the online happiness, no, a new, totally new, big, huge world opens in front of you. There are so many things to learn from Art of Living and make use in your life, and your life will totally change. So, is it okay, Asta? It is done?
Yes, so there is one more question. So someone is asking, my 5-year-old son has eczema for any allergy which creates skin problem. Can you suggest some good food?
Good food?
Yes.
For eczema, this cleansing foods like citrus fruit juices is good. It cleanses the body from within. And also berry juices. I don't know which berry is available now. Seasonal berries you can use, like strawberry, or even amla juice will help the child. And eczema is also connected with the respiration. So you need to give respiratory tonics also. Chyawanprash is a good idea to give the child. And give ghee in the morning. Empty stomach. Start with 1 teaspoon of ghee. 7-year, no? Child is 7-year, right? So 1 teaspoon ghee mixed with little hot water. If the child is not taking on empty stomach, sometimes they don't like the taste, then you mix it with food and give. But pure cow ghee. And then also do a consultation with one of our Nadi doctors. They will step by step take the child out of that.
Okay. Also, after how many days after giving birth to a child can a lady do Sudarshan Kriya? So when can they start doing the Kriya?
This online happiness program, after 3 months you can do. Short Kriya, no? So it's okay. But from the day one you can meditate. And of course you need to meditate. After giving birth, suddenly your world is changed. So to cope up with the situation, a lot of changes in the body, a lot of changes in the mind, and a lot of changes in the situation. So from day one, if you know any mother who has given birth, we should tell them to start meditating from day one. And do the happiness. So learn Sudarshan Kriya after 3 months, short Kriya, and after 6 months, long Kriya. Okay.
Yeah, so Didi, if you could summarize in just 2 to 3 sentences, what should mothers do to be happy and healthy, make sure they are happy and healthy, and make sure their kids are happy and healthy?
Yeah, that is all. Everybody in this world, if you ask people, no, what do you want? They say, I want to be happy. And to be happy, you do 100 things. You can do anything to be happy, no? They use senses to be happy and they look for happiness everywhere. But actual happiness only when you meditate, when you do some breathing practice, then you can go deep within you. Then only you find happiness. And it is important that mother needs to be happy because what your vibration affect the child, and mother is a huge influence on the children. So you should do anything. You should not wait. Those who have not done happiness course, they should not wait. Immediately they do happiness course. And that will take care of even everything else. Once your mind
Wonderful.
is, yeah, once your mind is settled, then that self-care also you will start giving importance.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Nishaji. We are very grateful and thankful for your time. You have an extremely busy schedule, but thank you so much for putting together that 1 hour for us. And what we'll be doing is we'll be sending a summary to all our participants about everything that you spoke about. So
Yeah.
they can have that in writing. And we will also share the details for Sri Sri Tattva Immunity Kit. We'll also be sharing details of our course that is starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Also share the wellness course.
Yes.
That is starting on 11th.
Okay. Sure, we'll certainly share that. Mansi and Asta, would you all like to add something?
Yeah. Every time we speak to you, Nishaji, feels like we learn something so useful. Thank you so much for spending so much time with us today. Thank you, Chetri.
Thank you, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Thank you everyone for being here and getting these insights from Dr. Chetri. So if anyone is interested and you want immediately more details, you can leave your phone number in the chat and we'll be in touch with you. Thank you.